And that nigga did it how I always wanted to do it, and I'll never be able to do it like that.
Yo, start off right. Rest in power to Iron Sheik. Rest in power to Iron Sheik. Rest in power to Iron Sheik. If he were here right now, he would hand me his phone to say, "Do me a favor, tweet fuck Hulk Hogan for me," and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I ain't gonna shy away from that shit. I'm gonna do that shit with the utmost power in my fucking heart. I swear to God, I am. I'm gonna tweet it. I'm going to tweet it with like the most vigorous of them. You ever seen somebody tweet something and you can hear their thumbs more than you hear the little bubbles that they typing with? Because they going so hard. Like that's how I'm gonna type it too, bro. It's all serious. Rest in power to the Iron Sheik, man, and rest in power to him. Many prayers, many thoughts to his family, all those that are involved with his legacy. Probably one of the greatest heels in WWE history, if not in history, period, of wrestling. While I got y'all here, though, welcome to the Hot Take Wrestler Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hot Take Wrestler Podcast. How goes it? I got my bros in here with me, whatever. Hold on one second. I'm going to get to you a little bit. I'll get to you in a little bit. You can change the name now to Notorious KMG. Out here feeling yourself, probably got some liquor in it. That's okay. I'll get to you in a second. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to introduce my brothers. My brother from another, the Redhead Wrangler, Proper 12 Poppy. Okay, Proper 12 Poppy. Ladies and gentlemen, the other KG, aka the Notorious. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Lord. We love to see it. What's up, big bro?
Hey, what's up, bro? Let me just start off by saying I was in the store the other day and saw they had this pink polo T-shirt. So I already got my black shorts. You know, I'm gonna get the shades. I'm gonna be the suburban black Bret Hart. That's all I
got. Ladies and gentlemen, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. The Notorious KMG. We'd love to see it. Next, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who was in the Guinness World Records for dating the tallest woman in the world. She did not bear his children, as she would always scream like a fangirl at the sight of him. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest to ever do it. He is the hot take advisor, if you will. The GOAT, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man, love it. Don't say nothing, bro. I got you. Talk to the people. What's up?
Peeps, hey, this lighting is immaculate today, man. I don't know what's going on. Looking good. I'm definitely thinking about bringing the goatee back. It's your boy, Old Man Logan, on all social media platforms. Get ready, people. Boulevard Ave presents Hip Hop Night Moods on Amazon's AMP starting June 18th, 8 p.m. But I digress. We talking about wrestling tonight, and that's what we're here for. So welcome to a new episode, baby. Let's get it.
First and foremost, thank you guys so much for getting us to damn near 1,200 followers on freaking TikTok. That's fucking amazing. Thank you for getting us 1,000 on Instagram. That pretty much is pretty fucking awesome. We really appreciate it. Like this following thing is becoming, it's almost overwhelming. It's almost overwhelming. Now the title of this episode is
when it's doing that, where it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's the same on like similar platforms like TikTok and IG now. So that means your following is like crossing over. So that's that means we got a legit following, and I'm happy about that.
That's wild to me, and almost. Do you feel like we got to put pressure to make good content on there as well? That's how it feels like. I feel like it's a lot of pressure to just make the solid content and to always keep you guys invested. But I appreciate you guys. Now, let's get to this wrestling. Now,
one thing, one uno momento, brother. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, all good.
I just want to zoom in on this hat right here. I got your boy fresh back from Philly, called Timeless Masterpiece from Infotainment. It was a brother at the mall out there in Philly. I just wanted to show him some love, show him some support. He's a good dude. Kind of sounded like Raekwon when he was talking, but it was all good. You know what I mean? So I supported him. Just want to shout him out. Timeless Masterpieces. There you go right there. Shameless plug. And for anybody that needs plug or ads, you saw what I did right there.
Yes, we do ads too, man. Keep following along. Keep liking us. Might as well get to it. While you're here, go ahead and like Hot Take Wrestling Podcast at Instagram, Hot Take Wrestling, TikTok at Hot Take Wrestling, Twitter Wrestling Take. Look at more episodes on NMG TV, baby, while you're in here. Oh, man, did you?
Absolutely.
I'll plug as much as I can. I'll keep doing it every fucking 10 minutes. I named this episode, You Know It Grinds My Gears. And I think it's because I have a bad attitude today. Now, watching SmackDown this past week and watching the As the World Turns other SmackDown with the goddamn bloodline, you know what grinds my gears? The fact that y'all think that Jey Uso is actually going to be able to dethrone Roman. No. Stop. No. There is no way financially it makes sense for the WWE. And that's what you have to think about. This isn't Ring of Honor. This is not PWG. It's not that. They're not clamoring for what the people want. It's not going to happen. You know why it's not going to happen? I'll tell you why it's not going to happen. When we were behind Jey Uso was a year and a half ago. And the only reason we were behind him was because we were pleasantly surprised. Now, you can go ahead and say, I've always been a Jey Uso fan. Wrong. No, you haven't. You like Jimmy better.
Facts.
Yeah, you like Jimmy better. Because Jimmy did the whisper in the wind like Jeff Hardy, and you were all Jimmy fanned out, and she's like, oh, he's next. He's next. He's next. But unlike the Hardy brothers, where, honestly, in my opinion, Matt Hardy is probably the better Hardy brother. That's just my personal opinion.
Jimmy, let's go around and, you know, the three of us right quick. Was Matt your favorite too, KG, or was it it's escaping me. Matt and Jeff.
Yeah.
I thought Matt was more well-rounded as a character, and he wasn't as limited as a performer, because Jeff had some great matches and feuds. Because right up there with Orton and Cena, I would say Jeff Hardy and CM Punk was probably one of the better feuds of 2009. As well as like Edge and Jeff Hardy when they actually had a singles feud outside of, you know, the tag team. But like I said, I just think Matt is just a little bit more well-rounded. He's been able to reinvent himself a little bit more, you know, with the lead gimmick and Matt Hardy version 1 when they split up, and even the big money Matt stuff in AEW. Like, it didn't, completely click with him as a heel doing that, but I think that was more along the lines of just give him something to do. So I hope that answers the question.
Yeah. Matt has definitely shown he's the more versatile of the two. I don't think WWE ever really truly gave Matt a fair shake during their solo stints, you know, whenever they split the Hardys apart and put them on different shows. I'm trying to remember when it really took place. I want to say it was a match Jeff Hardy had with Triple H, was it? And they kind of got everybody behind him like that to where it was, you know, to present day, where Jeff was still like getting pushes in WWE when they came back. Yeah. And they were, you know, kind of just floundering with Matt until they put him with Bray Wyatt. But that was just a little smaller that, you know, I just wanted to touch on that right quick before we got him.
I think for me with Matt, it was after they had completely separated them, because everybody was big fans of Jeff, and I understood because he was talented in the ring. But to me, it was very simple. Jeff Hardy can't cut a promo. Like, I don't think he can cut a promo that's going to be like lasting. Matt Hardy went so extreme and went so off the rails at Impact that he created a brand new character for himself, and it became like a cult sensation. Mm-hmm. This shit was a cult. Since it's only a few people that really knew what that meant at the time. But then after, like, All In, All Out, and then when he came back, And then WWE tried to pigeonhole him from doing the fucking character, which is fucking trash. Fucking Vince. Yeah, just this, because this shit was one of the most over. Just like 10, this Fandango, this shit. They didn't even let him really do it. And then but by the time they let him do it, it was already too late. Because now you didn't fuck up the vibe. You didn't fuck up the whole vibe and everything else. Anyway, this As the World Turns story with the Bloodline is getting to be a discussion of Jey Uso is going to take the title off of Roman Reigns. And that cannot and shan't not be the fucking case because it doesn't make sense. I'll tell you why it doesn't make sense to me, in my opinion. Jey Uso had 2 opportunities to get that championship. And because he loves his family so much, he chose his family over getting that championship in the first place. And plus, in no shape, fashion, or form were those matches even close. Unless you give me this dramatic change of where Solo and Jimmy all of a sudden get behind Jey or whatever, and then Jey gets this fan base going and you're building it up like that, okay. But in my honest opinion, between the Usos, Jimmy is still my favorite. And Friday, he showed why. And at Night of Champions, he showed why. Because Jimmy got that shit about him. Jimmy got that thing in him, okay? He got that dog in him, as they like to say, bro. He different, all right? Now, y'all opinion, what do you think the next steps are for the Bloodline? What do you think is supposed to happen? What is the lookout? What is, like, the outlook for, like, Jey Uso, the spectrum?
I set it off. Jey Uso, to me, initially was... like you were just saying about the Hardys and the Usos, like Jimmy was always looked at to me as the Jeff of the two, as far as who had the trajectory to be a single superstar, you know what I mean? Who would be the one everybody would get behind, blah, blah, blah. And during Jay's whole right-hand man, run where, Jimmy was hurt, so they had to kind of just utilize Jey on his own. And Jey was actually able to show, like for me, because I was with you at first. I was a big Jimmy fan, and I thought I was like, yo, Jimmy's the one out of the Usos who's gonna be the singles star. And Jey just went on a tear, man, and Jey ain't stopped yet. He has not stopped yet. Now, I'm not gonna be as foolish as to say Jey is going to be who dethrones Roman Reigns. I'm not saying that at all. Jey would be the one to dethrone Austin Theory. I believe Jey would dethrone Gunther before I would believe he was going to dethrone Roman. I'd even go as far as to say Jey would dethrone our newly crowned Raw champion, Seth freakin Rollins, before it would happen with Roman Reigns.
I like that, but I don't want to give you credit for it because I feel like if it does happen,
it's a hot take.
Yeah, right. So I want to give you credit for it, but then I don't want to give you credit for it because I feel like what you just said was kind of a bar. But I don't want to give you that credit for it. But honestly, bro, like what is the actual, who tips the scales with like this whole storyline? Because it's going to be like what SummerSlam said, probably the Usos versus Solo and Roman at
Can we do that? I feel like that has to happen sooner. I think that would maybe have to happen at Money in the Bank, because Roman needs to be defending his championship at SummerSlam, I would think. I don't think whoever wins Money in the Bank, could you go after Rollins? Sure, but I think whoever wins Money in the Bank will probably go after Roman is who I'm betting on. But
I genuinely believe that they think that the Usos versus Solo and Roman is a bigger match than Roman actually wrestling. So, because who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? Like the roster itself, you haven't built another great babyface character there at SmackDown.
But they got some heels though to work with Seth at SummerSlam. Now let's go down the rabbit hole with your theory, right? And let's say they do Usos versus Roman and Solo at SummerSlam. They did kind of lay the groundwork with Finn there, with teasing, Seth teasing him. But ain't that kind of heelish for Seth to be teasing him about having a one-day reign? Because who injured him? Yep, you guessed it. Seth freaking Rollins when he won the Universal title.
But
So you're borderline, and I'll be honest, man. The last couple of weeks, especially Damien and Finn, they're kind of tweeners. The heat more so on Dom and really Dom, if I'm being honest. Rhea's not getting a heel reaction.
No, because you find the shit. Holy shit. So, I mean, do you think that's a set? Okay, this is my thing. Do you think it's a setup to, one, create a new pathway for Finn to get to the championship? Or is it a setup because now we're going to start pushing Damien Priest to the moon?
It could be either or, to be honest. Damien's been getting a nice look, a good push on Raw as of late. I see him and Seth are actually supposed to have a match on SmackDown. Is it taking place? Or are they gonna do a rematch?
They're supposed to do a rematch. I don't know where though, but that match on Raw was epic.
That was that was pay-per-view worthy. I don't know. I want to say this is a setup of bringing the Prince back. I really want to say that.
But now that Triple H is head of creative, it has to be that black and gold Prince. Like, it has to be that cocky, if you aim for the Prince, you best not miss type shit. Like, it cannot be a stale version of the Prince. Like, he can't wear the Pirates of the Caribbean shit anymore. Like, he can't wear the shit with the flag.
Yeah.
But like, he can't do that. Like, it's got to be like full on like Prince shit. Like, it has to be.
Yes. And that's what I'm hoping for. Because when they was letting him cook down there in NXT doing that whole Prince thing, 1942?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Doing all that, he was in his bag. And, Judgment Day, did it really get off the way they probably wanted it? Probably not. But I can't see them remaining heels if you keep them intact as they are right now. The only person that's a true blue heel in Judgment Day is Dom right now. So that's some options. I mean, but you gave Priest a title opportunity on Monday Night Raw, so you'd have to kind of go down the list. Do we see Brock come back and have a match with Cody at SummerSlam? Or is that something you put on the table, for they little trio of matches to be done and over with? You had them face each other again at Money in the Bank. Or dare I say it, you put Cody and Brock in the Money in the Bank.
No, don't do that. God, don't do that. Put Cody in there, not Brock. Jesus Christ. Listen, Brock's legacy is cemented. Do not put Brock back in this goddamn Money in the Bank match.
Because if they do, in fact, go your route, and they have the tag team match between Roman and Solo, Roman and Solo versus the Usos, that's what I see being the match. Brock versus Seth. Unless bring Drew McIntyre back like ASAP.
This is the thing, though. If you bring back Drew McIntyre, do not give me face Drew McIntyre. Scottish psychopath, sociopath, psychopath, Drew McIntyre. Hell, Drew Galloway version of Drew McIntyre. Stupendous, that one. But it has to be one of those things where Seth is over. Seth is going to put on great matches. Seth is going to give you quality.
Mm-hmm.
He made Damien Priest like a star Monday. And Damien Priest, as good as he is, you can see the difference. Like, he's still good. Seth is like on a whole nother like
level. Yeah.
And then even with like Roman, like with the Roman thing, if Cody wins at Money in the Bank and SummerSlam happens and Roman loses to the Usos, then loses to Solo in that whole time, and Cody cashes in at the end of SummerSlam, that would probably be a satisfactory ending to the story. Maybe. Maybe. Because now, do you want a program with Cody and Roman now? Do you want that? Or do you think Roman's going to disappear to go to the movies for like 6 to 8 months?
You know, the thing with this Brock and Cody thing, it did effectively remove Cody from Roman in the Roman story. It did do that very effectively. So, if I'm being honest, I don't think we revisit that again until maybe later on in the year. I don't think we'll see that rematch happen. I don't know if it'll be WrestleMania, but it could. But I think we're gonna go through these, fast stages of hell, thing with the whole B plus angle. I was talking about this with some other friends that watch wrestling, with Triple H kind of putting other obstacles. Like once the Brock obstacle is out of the way, maybe that'll be where a certain Viper comes back and he has a program with Randy, or maybe
don't get my hopes up for that.
Or maybe they're teasing this thing with Braun Breaker, maybe possibly jumping up to Raw roster. Maybe he could be somebody who's, you know what I'm saying, an obstacle for Cody. You got some options, Finn, they could be going back and forth on some Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, type, thing for who's the dominant, more deserving person to go after the champion.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I owe Braun Breaker an apology. I didn't know he had that shit in him. He real cold-hearted type dude. You know what I'm saying? Like now, I don't know if y'all saw the promo, but he going down the line. He's like, I'll spear whoever the fuck I want to spear. I'm fucking me. I'm Braun motherfucking Breaker. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell Seth Rollins, if he was NXT champ, bring his ass down here. Let me challenge him for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and we can get this thing popping.
Right.
Okay, Brian.
And I like that. I'm here for that, bro. I was watching NXT and I said, yo, I don't know if it'll get back to the black and gold brand NXT, but the way they kind of fusing in the talents from SmackDown and Raw that they're not really using on them in main storylines. Like they got Corbin down there now. They got Mustafa Ali down there now. I think that's perfect.
Hey, look, Baron Corbin got a TikTok page cooking, and his shit be looking delish. Wagyu Corbin is the move, my boy. Wagyu Corbin is the move, my boy. That motherfucker be cooking, bro. Like he.
So wait, he's actually cooking.
He's actually cooking. His wife in the kitchen, he's slapping her on the cheeks and shit or whatever. He up there playing band and shit, making some wagyu, whatever, something like that. Yeah, it look well seasoned. You know what I'm saying? Wagyu Corbin is where it's at. I want to say something right fast because I don't want to forget this because this was on my mind. Two things. One, Shawn and Triple H working in tandem on NXT to kind of make their brand seem like they can kind of intermingle as a universe is real dope. I think that's really a brilliant thing. That maybe they haven't gotten the mindset of like, we should be doing this, or they're dabbling in it, but I like the way it's going because now it brings like Ali facing Wesley, take my money. Yes.
Yes.
Corbin facing anyone down there or whatever, and they have him as like a different version of him, take my fucking money. Go with that shit.
Even with Dijak and Ilya Dragunov, you know what I mean? At the Battleground pay-per-view. You know what I mean?
Take the money.
Yes.
Take it. And then also want to say that there's a video that popped up with Ricochet versus the Velveteen Dream. That promo where he did the back over the ropes and said, "Show me." I think the Velveteen Dream is one of the biggest what ifs to ever come out of NXT. Because the way that I don't think the Velveteen Dream had one bad match while NXT. I don't think he had one. I think every match he had was fire. Even the ones I'm talking about, even the ones with Chris Ono, the Aleister Black one match that he lost, shit. Tommaso Ciampa match he lost. The Adam Cole little entertainment package he lost that one. Bro, like he was Bro, he was
I don't think he
Riddle.
should have lost the Adam Cole match. I'm sorry.
Matt Riddle.
that Matt Riddle match.
I don't think he should have lost that.
Nah, that's Adam Cole. I think he. But
No, nothing against Adam Cole. Love Adam Cole. I think because from there, what happened with Adam Cole? Adam Cole went into the feud with Keith Lee, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Imagine that being a trio.
Bro,
Velveteen, Adam Cole, and Keith Lee.
Well, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like he is the biggest what if. He is the biggest what if to come out of NXT, and there is nobody else that's close to that. Because in the stratospheres of like impact, matches, and ability in the ring, Velveteen Dream is the biggest what if.
And he hasn't been wrestling nowhere else, right?
Nope.
Oh, he just let himself go to waste. I wouldn't have did that. He's too good for that.
Bro, I don't even know where he is. And he might be like what you the Velveteen Nightmare or some shit. Like I don't even think he's like the Dream anymore. I don't even think he's the Velveteen Dream no more, bro. But he's the
Velveteen
biggest.
could be money right now. And I don't know why I guess he's choosing not to wrestle. Maybe he's a little jaded or whatever. But if all Velveteen would have to do is go and do some indie shows, maybe go do. I'm sure New Japan will throw a bag at him right quick. Just go over there and show and prove. Just do a match over there and show and prove.
If he really,
they gonna throw some money from there.
If he really wanted to, he was unstoppable in NXT. He could do.
Go to Impact. He goes to Impact from there. He got to do a long, contract. Do a year contract with Impact. You think Tony K ain't gonna come? He gonna eventually come. The only thing that kept Tony Khan from getting him was this bad reputation. He has to show kind of like what was old girl name that nobody wanted to touch anymore because of her rep.
Tessa Blanchard.
Tessa Blanchard. Yeah. What did she do? She tried to resist, but now she's trying to walk all that stuff back and trying to get back in good graces because why? She knew she effed herself up.
She's at WOW.
She could have been on Raw or SmackDown right now, dominating. I'll go as far as to say, and as much as I love Bianca Belair, Bianca probably wouldn't have been champion as long if she was there.
Tessa?
Yes.
I'll make something very blatant. I'll say it out loud. I don't care who says it. Tessa Blanchard, if you put her against any of the four horsewomen, is giving you a 5-star match. Because in my opinion, she's better than them. She's better. Tessa Blanchard, even Charlotte. I love Charlotte. You know I love Charlotte. In-ring Charlotte, fire. I love it. Mercedes Moné, fire. Becky Lynch, fire. Bayley, fire. I go to bat for Bayley. You get in the ring with Tessa Blanchard though. That's not good. I seen Tessa Blanchard have a 5-star match with Sami Callihan. I've seen Tessa Blanchard have a 5-star match with what's the big Brian Cage. Brian Cage, big ass, no muscles, 0.5% body fat. Byron Cage and Tessa Blanchard is throwing fucking sunset power bombs, top rope, fucking neck breakers. No. If you weren't there, listen. Who was there at the champion of Impact? What's her name?
Who? The women champ?
Yep.
Jordan Grace?
Jordan Grace. Matches with Tessa Blanchard. Fire. Deonna Purrazzo. Match with Tessa Blanchard. Fire. Okay. Oh, Tessa Blanchard was not missing. Tessa Blanchard was wrestling girls and dudes. Won the World Heavyweight Championship at Impact for the guys and had the Women's Heavyweight Championship too at Impact. Tessa Blanchard was the fucking truth. And if anybody wants to dispute it, fine. Is she racist? Yeah, she racist. But she racist. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of them racist. If you ask,
let's not play the blinders act. Is she racist? Yeah. Can she wrestle? Hell yeah. Look, R. Kelly's the king of R&B. He a pedophile? Hell yeah. He's a fucking pedophile. Do we support his pedophilia movement? No. But if you telling me this nigga not the king of R&B, you out your goddamn mind.
You're absolutely lying if you say he ain't.
You're lying. You're lying. You're lying to. If you're telling me that in your whole life of living, if you are 30 plus, 40 plus years old, if you are telling me that never in your whole life have you liked an R. Kelly song, you're a fucking liar. And I challenge you. I challenge you. I fucking challenge you. I fucking challenge you to take me back to the parties you went to where you didn't grind on somebody to an R. Kelly song or sing one of his stupid ass songs. Gotham City, I Believe I Can Fly. What's another one? World's Greatest. You sing one of them songs that's in your playlist somewhere, you motherfucker. Now you ain't gotta agree with how he does his personal life. That's disgusting. That's gross. Same thing with Kanye. It's the exact same thing. If you may not like who they are personally and what their views are, but music-wise, you fucking love them. And you're lying to yourself when you're saying it's not true. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. I'll just keep it very simple. Danielson versus Okada. I don't even gotta say nothing else. Let me say it real close to the camera this time, and I'm not gonna put my mouth in. Danielson versus Okada.
Notorious KMG, what is your thoughts on that, man? Because you've said often in the past when I've been kind of critical of Kenny Omega, you know, that was some of his best work against Okada. So expectation-wise, Forbidden Door, June 25th at the United Center. Weren't we invited to that?
Holy word! Oh no, I forgot. My bad. Spicy, my bad, bro. We forgot to get. We can
go to Collision.
I'm not going to that shit. I'm sorry.
KG, what's your thoughts, man?
Honestly, it's definitely a dream match for sure. If you look at Okada's just body of work, almost every year that dude probably has a match of the year candidate type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Bryan Danielson, we're basically seeing a Bryan Danielson we haven't seen in years before he went to AEW because his style is just way more intense. Mm-hmm. So I'm definitely looking forward to it because even though Danielson's getting older, he's still definitely one of the probably top 5-10 workers. Okada's definitely in that category as well.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely a dream matchup. And then going back to real quick about Raw. If they don't bring Orton back, I could see Cody and Gunther feuding because Gunther kind of needs a signature feud to, cement his run because he's gonna break Honky Tonk Man's record. We already know. I'm sorry, that's the record we know Macho Man should be the longest reigning. That's neither here nor there. I guess you can't argue numbers, so technically it's Honky Tonk Man's record.
What was a Honky Tonk Man's finisher?
I don't know, man. As far as that's concerned, I'm thinking. What's up? What was what?
Honky Tonk Man's finisher.
Honky Tonk Man's finisher.
I'm gonna Google it while you're talking, bro. Because
he probably used the guitar or something. I feel like he was like the person that did that before Jeff Jarrett. At least I'm tweaking, but I'm thinking Gunther or heel Drew gets the title off Seth. But Seth's going to get a decent run just because he's too over for him to take the title off. And I don't know who Roman drops it to, but if you go SummerSlam, you do have options because you got AJ and you got Bobby Lashley. And AJ hasn't feuded with Roman in 7 years. Bobby hasn't feuded with him in like 4 or 5 years.
Right.
So you do have options for SummerSlam. I'm kind of with Logan. I don't think they say that tag match on SummerSlam just because SummerSlam's too big of a show not to have a championship defended. So you probably won't see Roman at both pay-per-views before SummerSlam. I think you see him at because it's Money in the Bank, then it's something else, then it's SummerSlam, right? Because Money in the Bank is this month.
Money in the Bank is in the O2 arena, so.
But you know what? They might have moved SummerSlam again because last year was in July. So I don't know if they moved it again.
This year?
I think it's in August this year.
Oh, okay. So I just wonder if they got another event before because I was thinking they're going to do the tag match If I do a tag match at Money in the Bank,
That's what I'm thinking. Because, like you said, and those would be some good matches to see Roman against an AJ or a Bobby. I mean, out of the two, and it ain't none against Bobby, but we got to see that not too long ago, a couple years ago, like you said. We ain't saw AJ and Roman in a while. And while AJ still, can do what he do, before he go ahead and hang his boots up, I'd like to see that feud again.
I don't want to see Roman versus Bobby Lashley. I think that's gonna bore the fuck out of me.
Why would that bore you?
Because okay, all right, I'm gonna say it. Okay, here we go. I'm in a bad mood today, guys. Sorry, I apologize.
And Bobby
Lashley is great.
Tell the Almighty why you think it's gonna bore you.
But because his last 2 matches were kind of boring. Not him. It's just I know what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get that cool ass spear, hurt lock. Okay, I'll say it. I'll fucking say it. Fuck it. Bobby Lashley without the Hurt Business or Leo Rush bores the fuck out of me.
You know what? I'll revise what you're saying, and I'll say, face Bobby Lashley is boring to you.
Nope. I said what I said. I said what I said.
Heel Bobby with MVP was boring to you?
Heel Bobby with MVP was boring to me too. What?
Doesn't that categorize as the Hurt Business though?
Well, no, because remember they got rid of Cedric.
Oh yeah, they split them up. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. You know what? Fine. Face Bobby bores the fuck out of me because I don't want him to be a nice guy. I don't want. You know what? You know Bobby Lashley. I like Bobby Lashley that beat up Goldberg's son. That's the Bobby Lashley I like. That's not what I like. I don't like Bobby Lashley doing this shit and then doing the throw up the war. Fuck that shit.
You like the almighty Bobby Lashley?
Man, I don't like it.
The almighty Bobby Lashley was heel Lashley.
The only Lashley I like is a heel a mean Bobby Lashley versus almost stupid. Don't want that. Give me the violent. Bobby Lashley should be squashing Theory. He should be destroying Theory. Austin Theory needs to be escaping by the skin of his teeth. And I'm not talking about the triple threat match with what's his name?
Tim Bobby and
Russell Reed. Yeah. No, I mean Austin Theory should be barely like Miz was barely making it. That's what I want.
Well, he didn't book that. That ain't, you can't put that on him. That's booking. They warded Bobby down to try to build Austin up.
But I can, because even in those matches, listen, Bobby Lashley used to bang people's heads off the fucking ring post. And that shit was awesome. I love that shit. I was like, God damn, Bobby Lashley pick your ass up over his shoulders and bang you off the fucking ring post. Damn, nigga. So excuse me. Damn. Shit. She was epic. That's the Bobby Lashley I like. This Bobby Lashley now that's coming out here, doing like little clotheslines as a comeback, and then, no, be mean to people. Don't let people touch you. Laugh at little kids. Okay, that's just how I feel about it, bro.
That's why I said you want heel Bobby. I mean, and you can't really put that on Bobby neither. That was on Leo. Leo didn't want to be there. Like Lashley, he stopped that. That was on Leo, not Bobby.
Man, and shout out to Leo Rush too to still be irrelevant. That motherfucker's still that motherfucker.
Yeah, he in MLW. I saw on his, was it on his page? I saw it on somebody's page on
he cold, bro. Leo Rush still got it. He still got the stuff, bro. Leo Rush is somebody that WWE figured out late was good. And once he realized how good he was, and once he realized he was good, he was like, no, I'm going to get a bag somewhere else. Because MLW throwing him the back. Same thing with Fatu. Fatu that's in MLW against whatever that dude named, the Hammerstein or whatever.
Greg Hammerstein or something like that.
Some shit like that. Bro, he's good too. Hammerstein's good too. So is Fatu. But Fatu's moonsault really like he gonna like scathe the top of his forehead when he does it, bro. It's crazy. He's good. He's really fucking good. He's really fucking good. Really. I strongly suggest someone go watch a boxing match. Let's move on to let's you know what? Okay, let's get spicy. Let's get spicy for a second. We know who everybody wants to have like Money in the Bank, you know, like who you want to be in Money in the Bank. Men or women's, who do you not want to win in the Money in the Bank matches, period? And it can be random. It can be random. Like it can be random as fuck.
It's still kind of early. I saw Zelina's in it so far and Becky. I don't think Becky needs it.
Yeah.
You know, Becky can get a title opportunity at any given time. She doesn't need it.
Yeah.
I want to see I want to see some new blood. I like what they're doing with what's her name? Just came up from NXT. They paired her with Trish.
Zoe Stark.
I like what they're doing with Zoe. I think, not to say that she needed somebody to talk for, but giving her that visibility with Trish is going to do a lot for her in terms of the fans. You know, people that probably weren't too familiar with her from NXT, because I know she was recently injured. You know, she had some feuds with some people, you know, are gone from since, you know what I mean, Mercedes, what was her name?
Monet?
Not Monet. Mercedes, and what was her name?
Who?
Mercedes Martinez. She's in AEW now. She's
from
Frankie Monet. That was her name in. That's what you were saying. Or was her name in NXT?
And they say Mercedes Martinez.
Yeah,
Mercedes Martinez, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about. Oh, okay, my fault. I thought you were talking about.
She built like a
No, I thought you were talking about. No, I thought you were talking about who Zoe was feuding with. I think she did feud with. Is that what you were saying? I had to put my head off.
She feuded with Mercedes.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
You know, she didn't ever get the title down there, but you know what I mean, she was always one of those that, you know, she looked like, you know, once she got to the main roster, she was gonna be good. I like to see it be put on somebody like her. Zelina been getting that push. I'll call it the Sasha push because she kind of fits that mold. You know, that's the Sasha, you know, input Sasha clone here. You know, as long as she getting the push, you know.
Yeah, with the cosplay and stuff.
Yeah. You know, she just fits.
It's not that they're not both into it, but it's just they kind of you see what they're doing. And I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I always felt like Carmella was like a Shasta ripoff to a degree. Her mannerisms and all that, and she was.
I see that.
She just wasn't as good of a wrestler.
KG, who you got?
That I don't want to see. Do I want to see?
Do and don't. Yeah, do and don't want to see. Men or women.
Women. Well, they keep starting and stopping her push. I would have liked to seen Sonya, but I just don't believe it anymore because they keep putting her in these situations. She keeps coming up short, so it's like they're booking her as a heel, but it's just like now it's like damn, put her in the spot too often. But who do I want? I would say Zoe Stark. Who do I don't want? It all depends who else is in it. I guess Carmella I don't want. I don't know if she's even healthy.
She's pregnant right now, so she was.
Oh, well, Mazel Tov.
Yep. Grave seeds work, son. Sorry.
Who I don't want? I gotta see the rest of the field, though, I guess, because the roster's so thin. I guess by default, you know, I'm a huge fan. I guess Becky, because like Logan said, she don't need it. As over as she is. Men who I don't want to see. Once again, I gotta see how that field chips out. I'm assuming they'll throw. It's too early to see. But who I do want to see, LA Knight.
He's been getting a lot of momentum online. A lot of people saying that.
Yep. Okay. All right. Here we go. They tried to bring back Lacey Evans like we were gonna care. That was really rude of you, WWE. I don't think you really understand how rude that was. Like y'all brought her back like it was gonna matter to us that Lacey Evans was back. We don't care. We do not care.
Nah, never had, never will.
We're listen. Lacey Evans will never get over with us. Okay, she will never get over.
No, I won't say that because I would probably take her as NXT Women Champion right about now. Like
over Tiffany?
Yes.
Yo, you are bugging.
When Kenny was just talking about Sonya Deville, I would have rather they just used her down there in NXT and let her down.
You are bugging. Have you watched? Tiffany is nice.
She's nice, but
bro, she's a solid heel. She's hateable.
You taking Tiffany over Sonya Deville? Yes. And that remember the NXT roster now, the women roster.
Yes,
no,
I am.
You're not.
What? Bro, don't listen. Not. Don't let that match. What
KG? I want to know what KG think too on this.
Don't let the match that Sonya just had fool you. Okay, Sonya.
I'm not saying Tiffany can't wrestle. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying in terms of they had to put the rocket on somebody, right? I get that. They put it on her. I felt like they were just trying to put something that was the closest to Mandy that they had on the roster. I don't think she ain't been there that long.
I can't give you that. Because her matches say they're different. They say different. Like
that's why I said I'm not saying she trash as a wrestler. I'm just it doesn't. I think the push she getting the push way too soon.
I think the character translates as to who she is, because the way that it translates for her is like she's an annoying, prissy little princess. She's annoying. She's a Kardashian that can wrestle. Like that's basically what she is, bro.
And you got the Barbie movie coming out.
But that's what I'm saying. Like look, the reason like, do I think that Sonya Deville should have been NXT Women's Champion and that she should probably have a run? Yeah. But right now, no. Because Tiffany is it. Tiffany, what's Booker T's protege? Roxy, is her name Roxy or some shit?
Yeah. Roxy, yeah.
Roxy.
A lot of them on the women roster down there are from Booker's school. So
yeah, and they all do well. They all do well, bro. They're all very well rounded. They're able to do their character work. Booker got a gift. He got a gift, but like Tiffany is it. But like is she like the next piece of the four horsewomen to come? No, but she's nice. Like I would say, she's like, in my opinion, she's somebody that's like really able to like latch onto a character, and she's nice in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like she like got good character work, but she's like awful in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like on a scale of Charlotte to Ronda Rousey, she's 3/4 closer to Charlotte, far away from Ronda Rousey.
Now I will say this: switch the topic real quick. Only because I haven't seen enough of her character to make an objective opinion of her. But I will say that it is funny that how now we're seeing WWE kind of do what AEW does, where they're using some of their verbiage in the promos, because KO called the Usos the Pillars.
Mm-hmm.
And then Max Caster was on one, that Double or Nothing. That was hilarious.
Fucking Max Caster, bro. He was like,
oh goodness, the whole crowd was like, the fuck?
The way he's talking to Buddy Murphy, I was like, this is awkward. You can't say it to somebody. You can't
say it. If you can cuck my kid named Dominic.
Sorry, that's not funny. I thought it wasn't funny on the TikTok page. Okay,
yeah,
look.
I'm definitely with KG on Sonya getting pushed right now. She's just, they need to utilize her on NXT. And put Dolphin down there too, man. I get it.
No, don't listen. Okay, that's it. I love Mr. Namath, but it's time for him to hang him up. Okay, like look, from 2011 to 2020 was maybe 2008 was right around his time. Okay, he had 12 years. He won 2 championships So we gonna get out Dolph. No, we don't. Dolph Ziggler should have been qualifying in that Money in the Bank match. Give somebody else a chance. Let Dolph go do comedy and be the great version of himself somewhere else. We don't need Dolph. We don't need him. We don't. Dolph could have had a Survivor Series a couple years ago when Sting came back. Okay, all right.
No, that wouldn't be another bad. I mean, they ain't been doing nothing with him, but that wouldn't be another bad look for Gunther. Because we need to stretch, and then you get him against some guys who were legit IC champions too. Because Cody had the title for a minute. Dolph been 3-4 time IC champion. I wouldn't mind seeing Dolph and Gunther. Because you need somebody.
But
yeah, to keep that title for the record's 454, I think. He hadn't even had a 365. He only hit 365, I think, for the end of this month. He beat Ricochet last year. I want to say at the end of June for the title. So you need something for Gunther to do if he's gonna break that record, because it's about 100 some odd days, another 3+ months. Definitely, I would think about Dolph. We know Matt Riddle's coming up. They've already been hinting at that.
But you know what? Who I would have dethrone him?
Who?
Yeah, hot take.
I got somebody in mind, but I'll let you go.
Ciampa.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say Gargano only because I would love Ciampa to do it. I just don't know what's his timetable to return. That's all.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I co-sign it. I just don't know. Because he had another neck injury, so I'm just thinking did they put a timeout for him? Because if they did, and it's within the next 3 months for sure, it'd be a perfect way for him to come back. There's already a built-in storyline with him on NXT. That one. So yeah.
But I wouldn't be mad at Gargano too. Gargano's another one.
There's two things I want to see: DIY versus the Usos, and Gargano or Ciampa face Gunther. That would just make me happy. Like that. Gunther can fucking win. I don't give a fuck. But that's take my money, bro. I'm with that shit. Like that. Whoo, take that shit. Also, LA Knight needs to be pushed to the moon. Do not give the Money in the Bank to anyone but LA Knight, Ricochet. I need a heel. I need a really good heel. Fuck it, Gunther. Nobody else but Gunther.
I was gonna say him, but the way he's so dominant. What's up?
He said put the briefcase.
Yep.
I wouldn't be mad at it. He's just so dominant. I think they don't. He's on one of his. The only reason I said it because I don't like the way they book people when they get the briefcase.
True.
So if they could change the way they booked him, sure. Where it's because every time somebody get the briefcase, his briefcase booking 1-on-1, somebody go on a losing streak, they lose heat, then it's like they cash in, okay, to get the title, but now ain't nobody gonna take them serious with the title because they've been jobbing up until the point where they cashed in.
Right. And
outside of Big E is probably about the only person I guess that didn't do that. Because he also didn't have it though. I don't know.
But with Gunther, it's there's no real way of not being able to book him. He can't lose. He can't lose. We know about this fucking chop and all this shit. Like, bro, he can't. You really gonna tell me you gonna put Gunther versus Mustafa Ali after he won the briefcase and Ali come out on top? You can kiss my ass. That bullshit. Fuck you. You're an asshole if you do that shit. I love trips. But if he does that shit and Gunther wins the fucking briefcase and Ali comes out on top, or somebody Ali's cowboy comes, hey bro, fuck you. Don't do that shit, bro.
Oh, you know what? Instead of Dolph, actually, I said Gunther got a. You know, who else I wouldn't be mad at getting the title? He wouldn't get it. Oh, thank you.
Chad Gable. Fucking Chad Gable's fine with me. I'm good with that shit.
I'd be fine with that because he's due for a push for real.
They made the model chick work with Otis. He got everything he wanted. They made that shit work.
Chad Gable. At least give him a match for the title, like a legit match. I don't want to say no 10-minute on Raw. Actually put it
20.
Maybe give him 15 minutes on not Money in the Bank because, like I said, I think Gunther's about to feud with Matt Riddle because they keep hinting at that. So maybe SummerSlam give Chad Gable that spotlight because I think Gunther and Riddle's going to happen way before SummerSlam just because I don't see how they hold it off.
Yeah, I also do not want them to push Sheamus to any shape, fashion, form towards that Money in the Bank briefcase. He can be in the match, but do not put him towards that. I don't want him climbing that one ladder. That goddamn briefcase. Fuck that shit. No.
Y'all said Jey. I can see Jey Uso getting a singles push in the mid card, but I do think because they're all about breaking records. I think I stated this last week. It seems like they all are. That's what they're all about. I think Theory's gonna break the U.S. title record because everybody named Mama breaking title records. So he'll probably do that. I think Tez is gonna get it because I don't know how they split the Street Profits up. I think Tez gets the U.S. title from Austin Theory. That's just that's my opinion. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Because what else are you gonna do with the Street Profits?
You got to break them up now. You got to. Like it's time. Like
they're talking about doing a monster heel run with them and Bianca when they come back.
But
okay, but if you put
go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say if you put them as heels, they dropped the ball with that when they could have did that when they could have just did a revamped Hurt Business with Bobby Lashley, or trying to think of else spot you can put them in as heels. They don't have to necessarily be in a stable, but as a tag team, yeah, I guess that would be the only thing left for them to do is a heel run. But I just rather see them with somebody. I don't know. I just it's not that they can't talk, but they're gonna have to change their personalities a lot, and they're gonna have to do less talking. I don't know if they had that in them.
So Bianca, if everybody remembers from NXT days where she was a heel, you remember when like Charlotte showed up at NXT and Rhea was there, and then Charlotte pushed Bianca Belair to the side, and she was like, "Girl, you don't even go here." Like Bianca got the shit to be a heel and to be entertaining at the same time. I'm not worried about Montez being a heel because there's been like pieces of Montez being a heel.
Yeah, I'm more so worried about Dawkins.
Dawkins is what I'm worried about. Like
and Bianca's a lot more polished too now, so I'm not concerned about her working because she's arguably the most improved wrestler in WWE in the last, like, in terms of who got called up. When they called up, I thought it was premature. I was like, I see what they were doing because they called the Profits up. Wasn't sold on it. But, sometimes that pandemic's a blessing in disguise because I don't know how, if pressure burst pipes or she would have just become the diamond that she is type thing. Because she definitely wasn't ready when they called her up. I'll tell you that right now.
No, I'm with you there. I thought she should have stayed in NXT. When they took Rhea from down there, I thought that was her moment to go and run the division down.
Yeah, I thought so too. And I wasn't like harping on it because the first two women to win the WrestleMania main event, they didn't even touch the NXT title, Becky and Bianca. So I just thought she wasn't polished. I wouldn't have minded her getting the title, but I at least thought she should have stayed down. Or whether she touched it or not, it would have been nice to see her touch the title.
Yeah.
But I just think at the end of the day, it just played. Like I said, I ended up being wrong. Good. I'm glad I was, because not just because she's a sister, but just you like to see people that are likable talents succeed type thing.
She's so good at being a face that we forgot her heel work at NXT was some of the best female heel work down there when she was down there. It was her and Shayna Baszler. There weren't a lot of other heels besides them. Like, it was her, Shayna Baszler, and that was it. Like, it wasn't a lot of like other heels that were down there in the first place. Like, when Shayna Baszler down there, we hated her guts because she was a heel. We hated her fucking guts. That's who she was. Bianca Belair was witty. She's an EST. She's better than everybody else. So we love to see that part. But it's like, now if you make Bianca a heel, you telling me she's not gonna be the top heel in the women's division, if not on the fucking brand?
She'd had to be.
Right. bro, when she lost to Asuka, I was like, yeah, here we go. Because I was like, there's no coming back from that. There's not gonna be like, there's no arc with Asuka. There's no villain arc there's no like a hero arc with Asuka. She's already the bad guy. She's already like mid in the first place. First off, Io versus Asuka, if that's coming soon, take my money, please. That's gonna be epic. Take all my money. I'm with that. But like, bro, if Dawkins can get in line to be a good heel, they'll probably be a heel faction.
Now here's you said what grinds your gears. You want to throw some gripe. One gripe, I wanted to be positive for the most part this episode. One thing I understand is, so we have this whole thing where they got one champion they don't want because they want Roman to stay on the show. Okay, wherever he's champion, he's staying on that show. So we're getting a new champion for Raw. Okay, so why is Rhea popping up on Raw and SmackDown then? If she's a SmackDown champion, why is she popping up on Raw?
Good question.
That's what I'm not getting. She doesn't wrestle on there. I get it. So I guess she's just like a mouthpiece type thing. But that is weird to me. I'm like, all right, so what was the point in creating the Raw World Championship?
And they're supposed to unveil championship for them
They only be doing something that makes sense, bro. Because Bianca was on SmackDown for how long with the title as the Raw champion? I get it, they don't want to swap titles. But how about then just don't draft champions to different shows anymore? That just doesn't even make sense to me.
At this point, you got to put them in a space where now you got to be like, all right, look, we got to move differently. Because even though they're supposed to unveil new championships for them pretty soon, like they're able to travel from area to area. Like if it's one of those things where you're like, oh yeah, just as a caveat, the champions can travel whichever brand they want to travel to because they're champions.
Something like that, yeah. I don't know.
That's cool. That's cool. I get that. That narrative is fine, but to have it where some of these things were like we're in different worlds and it's not making sense as to what's supposed to be or who goes with who, doesn't make sense to me. I don't like that.
Yeah, no, that's weird, bro. It's nothing like this, ruins the show. It just kind of makes no sense that they did that whole spiel about a new champion because Roman isn't defending the title enough, or Roman needs to just stay on one show, and it's like you're doing the same damn thing though right now.
Right.
And then you only got one set of tag champions. I'm not saying I want two, but I don't know. I think there's a knee-jerk reaction to the fact that they don't want to take the title off Roman, and people were complaining.
Right.
Like somebody showed that meme. They were like, "This is like all right, man. Here, championship."
No, bro. Like there's supposed to be belt revamps for everybody. So belt revamps for the tag team titles, belt revamps for the women's titles, all that jazz. And I mean, it's due. You gotta fucking do it because they all need it, especially the women's titles.
They might just need. Here's what they need to do, and maybe this would improve. Because I don't care about the hot potato thing, but maybe it'll improve their division. Maybe just have one singles champion, and then the tag team titles get more prominence. Because I don't think you need two singles champions, especially you're gonna do a brand split because you're gonna run out of opponents. The feud's gonna get stale real quick. I'd say have a champion appear on both shows, but I would say have the women appear on both shows because their roster is thinner. But have one champion, and then that way you can make the tag titles more important. Because I'm gonna be real with you, I ain't care about the tag titles since Bayley and Sasha had them. I ain't cared. And that was during the pandemic.
I was going to say that's been what 3-4 years ago now.
Well, my baby held the championship for a little while with Liv. You know what I'm saying? So,
but they ain't really do nothing. I'm saying the problem is, all right. So if you got a brand split and you got the champion on one show staying there and the other champion staying there, but the tag champions appear on both shows, the roster's thin. So even though everybody's eligible for the tag titles, you also have to go for the tag titles with somebody that you're on the same brand with. So that's why I'm just saying you're very limited.
I think for the sake of the show, you gotta have the belts. But like certain belts,
I want the tag battle. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree. The tag titles need to be universal throughout, like not even SmackDown or Raw, just tag titles. Because now
they are universal. What I'm saying is, I think the women should need to appear on both shows, and they need to get rid of one singles title because it would make the tag titles mean more. Is what I'm saying. Because that way it opens up the possibility for more feuds because there's still some stuff we haven't seen yet. We still haven't seen Bianca and Rhea. Maybe we get that at WrestleMania 40 somehow. I mean, granted, Rhea got hurt, and that's why we didn't see it last year, but I think it just opened up the possibility for more feuds that we haven't seen, and then you don't run out of ideas, too, because it's going to get stale pretty quick. That's all. To me, it gets stale really fast. Kind of like when we had chips that are open too long, and you don't got that sealer.
Little clamp?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel that. Also, just to switch your subject and switch gears before we close up. I saw another podcast to talk about this. One, shouts out to Mick Foley. Really out here surfacing lately on the interwebs. When Hulk Hogan tried to go on him, but not train as much. But Nick was still in good shape to wrestle. Terry, asshole. But there was someone who said the following. They said, "Hey, my Attitude Era Mt Rushmore is Stone Cold, The Rock, Undertaker, and Mankind." And
I agree with that.
And someone was like, "No, Shawn Michaels." He's like, "Nah." He's like, Mick Foley was more influential in the Attitude Era than Shawn Michaels was.
He kind of was, only because no fault of Shawn's own. He got hurt right in the middle of it because the Attitude Era was like a 5-year stretch, and his back got broken like Batman in 1998, early 1998.
I feel like Shawn. I feel like Shawn,
real bang.
I feel like Shawn Michaels was a part of everything influential though. Like if you don't get Shawn Michaels, you don't get the Hell in a Cell with Taker where Kane debuted.
Oh no, I agree.
If you don't get Shawn Michaels, you don't get one of the biggest factions in Attitude Era history, and that's NWO included, because then was his boys too. Like if you don't get Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold doesn't have that big match with Mike Tyson involved, and some of those other things, some of those other factors, or whatever. If you don't get that match with Shawn Michaels, you don't get a heel Bret Hart. Like Shawn Michaels is influential in all parts. Shawn Michaels to me in the Attitude Era would be equivalent to Captain America in the Attitude Era because he was.
That's a stretch.
Well,
he didn't have the longevity. That's my problem. I'm not disagreeing with anything you said because the body of work he put together was so phenomenal. You can't deny it. It's just we have to give people their flowers while they're here, and all those dudes had the had more longevity. They had more of an impact. Shawn Michaels. When was Shawn Michaels ever like the biggest box office draw, bro?
Probably a little bit before that.
Probably never.
Well, for WWE, you're right. You're right.
I'm talking about during the Attitude Era. It probably was Bret Hart started it. It probably, in terms of who was for WWE, it probably was like Bret Hart, then Stone Cold probably for X amount of years, then Rock. Yeah, I just can't give him that because he didn't got the longevity. That's all.
I think more people give the double turn against Stone Cold the credit and the validity in terms of the heel Bret Hart, which is for me to be. I mean, sure it wasn't.
Yeah. No, that was. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but no, I think that gets the credit for that more than anything, and that's rightfully so. You could say the HBK Stone Cold match with Mike Tyson as the special referee or enforcer. I can't remember offhand, but
yeah,
you could say that helped propel Stone Cold. But when we talk about the urban legend and the myth and the mythology of that character, we don't talk about Shawn Michaels. We talk about Vincent Kennedy McMahon. being his main nemesis and his first nemesis. Like Shawn he was a component of the Attitude Era, but he wasn't the biggest contributor by far. Like I was saying before we started, you give Shawn his props for the Ruthless Aggression era when he returned and he had the feuds with Triple H. He had the feuds with Chris Jericho. He had the matches with Kurt Angle. You know what I'm saying? Where he was just putting on clinics, you know what I mean, on Raw. You know, we go back to the Sweet Chin Music to Shelton Benjamin off of the was it Shelton or was it Rey Mysterio? No, it was
Shelton.
They both got it.
Classic. This is all taking place during Ruthless Aggression. This didn't take place during the Attitude Era. So, you know, you have to give Mick Foley his flowers. He did contribute. And you got to remember, Mick Foley was playing 3 characters at one time.
I'm not giving him credit for that shit. I'm not.
Why?
Because that's not. This is impressive. Yes.
Yes, it is. It was impressive.
Right.
Dude, love.
So
Rick Boo's getting the Rick Boo's character.
Shawn Michaels was the reason. What was one of the main components for the turn of the Attitude fucking era. I am not leaving it off.
Here's the thing, though. When Mankind won the WWE Championship, Raw, WWE never lost the ratings after that.
Oh my God. Bro, Mick Foley at the start of the Attitude Era was Cactus Jack. Didn't get re-signed. Went to WWE and became Mankind. Shawn was already in WWE changing shit. When they were on Raw.
But we talking about the Attitude Era, bro. The Attitude Era was from 96 to 2001. Shawn wasn't even around. Shawn wasn't even around the last 4 years of the Attitude Era. I can't give him that.
When did DX officially start?
Late 97.
Officially.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. When
it was a random episode of Raw. It was like Shawn Michaels and Triple H against the Road Warriors.
When was Raw always on Monday nights? Like, I'm sorry, in New York. When was it like always in New York on Monday? You remember that?
I don't know. It started like in 96. A lot of people say what kicked it off was the Austin 316 promo when he won King of the Ring.
Okay. What was that, 90?
That was like 96.
96. Okay. All right. Now, this is what I'm saying. At that time, if you started from 96, there's a little piece of Mick Foley in WCW. That small little piece that wasn't contributing to the gears of the Attitude Era starting. The reason why I say Shawn Michaels has to be put on that Mount Rushmore is because NWO, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Shawn Michaels boys, Generation X, Triple H, and then later down the line,
Shawn Michaels ate.
How you gonna give him credit for that when Eric Bischoff stole the idea from New Japan for NWO?
And
I told his boy.
You can't give Shawn credit for that.
Shawn Michaels' version of Degeneration X doesn't hold a candle to Triple H's version. Triple H's version.
DX?
Yes. Triple H's version being
they played strip poker in the ring.
New Age Outlaws.
Oh my God.
China Trips. HBK, Triple H, and Rick Rude is God bless the dead. It wasn't getting it done. I'm sorry.
Shawn Michaels. Let me talk to the mic.
Shawn Michaels' version of DX is not the best version.
Let me break it down for you right now.
Pun intended.
Let me break it down for you right now. Shawn Michaels started this shit. Okay, if it wasn't for Shawn Michaels, the Attitude Era may have started, but it wasn't. He was changing the narrative.
Bro,
remember,
like this.
Wait, hold on, bro. Wait.
Okay, because I got you. When I say this, I got you.
Yeah, we both.
No, wait, listen.
Go ahead, though.
Because before there was Vince McMahon and versus Austin, there was Shawn Michaels versus Sergeant Slaughter, Gorilla Monsoon, which catapulted the Attitude Era where you got Vince and you got Austin. I wonder where they got that from.
No, I'm not co-signing that because WrestleMania 13 was 1997, and it's Logan referenced that double turn with Bret Hart and Stone Cold, which is arguably the greatest WrestleMania match ever. And the feud of the year that year was Stone Cold versus the Hart Foundation. It wasn't nothing to do with Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels he the one that latched on and caught on that bandwagon in the Montreal Screwjob. That's what he's known for in the Attitude Era. That's not. I mean, it got a lot of notoriety, but
I asked the question then. Why wasn't Stone Cold facing Bret Hart in Montreal?
They didn't know what the hell to do with Stone. He was in the middle of a feud with them. He was feuding with all of them. Like I said, Stone Cold versus the whole Hart Foundation was the feud. Because remember, his neck might have been broken at that point.
Could have been, yeah.
Because remember, Owen Hart broke his neck.
Let me.
Was you on the man the record with a broken neck? Who's he, Kurt Angle?
Let me do this. Let me do this right quick. Ruthless Aggression Era. Who's your Mount Rushmore?
Ruthless Aggression Era?
Yep. Who's your Mount Rushmore of the Ruthless Aggression Era?
Taker. Kurt Angle. Eddie Guerrero. I put Trips in there. Trips.
Yeah.
I put Trips in there. I put him in there.
Now, how do you negate Shawn Michaels from the Ruthless Aggression Era?
Because he gave you because there's listen, bro.
There's no way in hell you can negate him from
because
Mount Rushmore.
You're putting Mankind. Listen, let me explain why you put Mankind.
Hold on. Before you do that, before you explain, KG, who's your Mount Rushmore of Ruthless Aggression?
I'm gonna go back to that. I'm gonna say this too, though. Everybody was, and rightfully so, savoring for a promo from Stone Cold and Rock. Let's not forget who would you have in here cut a promo? You better hear Shawn Michaels and Mick Foley. Yeah, let that sink in. You see, he ain't said nothing. But no, I digress. Eddie, Brock, Kurt Angle, and only because I still have a soft spot for him as a wrestler, regardless what he did out of the ring, Chris Benoit.
For me, mine's is HBK, Chris Jericho.
Oh, I forgot about Jericho. That was bad. I was going to put him in there, but
wait, what?
Yes, HBK, Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle, and I want to say Brock, because Brock definitely emerged in the Ruthless Aggression era. But
no Taker.
I might have to go Taker.
Who's coming? Nope. Then who's coming out?
Well, shit, you could make a case for Kane during the Ruthless Aggression era if we want to call it keep it a buck.
No! Don't do that.
I'm gonna say
do not do that.
But I'm just saying, I started my Ruthless Aggression with Shawn. Like, I think you'll get more people that'll say he was more important to the Ruthless Aggression era than he was the Attitude Era. You know, you can feel how you feel about it, but just me personally, and you go back and you look, like, he wasn't there. Like KG said, he wasn't there for 4 years of it. So how could he be so integrally important to it? And he wasn't there for 4 years.
Mike wasn't here for 2 years, but he came back and brought everything back all
Mike
around
was
again.
still kind of technically here, though. He was playing for the Sox, the B League team. You know, I digress.
Listen, Mike.
But you say Mike went here for two out of 10 years in the 90s. You gonna try to? That's not the same.
But he's in basketball in the 90s. Who's the team we think about?
The Bulls. But you said Mike wasn't here.
The Rockets.
But Mike wasn't gone for 4 years. Mike wasn't gone for 4 years though.
Right.
But he was the catalyst for all this. That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
How is Shawn the catalyst? So
no
you
one
get to
talking
prove
about
that.
the Pistons. No one talking about the Spurs. No one talking about the fucking Rockets. Listen.
But you saying Shawn was the catalyst, bro? But how? The only thing you could say is the Montreal screw job, and that wasn't even no catalyst because Attitude Era was already in effect
If anything, that screwed the WWE over because they lost Brett because of that. He was already considered. He was on his way out. But I'm saying, like,
Brett don't like being a heel. He didn't like being a heel. He didn't like his character work. He was already out. Shawn Michaels.
He didn't like what they were trying to make him do because I think he said they tried to make him say the N-word or something like that, and he wasn't with it.
Some shit like that. Shawn Michaels was literally the guy that was being like, you know what? I'm going to be more of an asshole on TV. And then what did you end up getting? More assholes on TV fighting against the system. Why? Because Shawn Michaels was doing it for bro. Nobody was coming at management on TV before Shawn Michaels. Nobody was trying to do risque shit on TV before Shawn Michaels. No one was out here talking all types of buku pop culture shit before Shawn Michaels. Take it to the bank, bro. Listen, you put him in the ruthless aggression era because he did great matches is one thing. I respect it. I respect that and I honor that. And then my Shawn Michaels bag, I appreciate you. But you know damn well for a fact that Shawn Michaels had already put in the work, that Attitude Era. So when he came back against Trips, it was like, it's Shawn. Period. On that note, I will say this. In terms of you guys, I am outnumbered that Shawn Michaels should not be on the Attitude Era Mount Rushmore. I'm outnumbered, so therefore he should not be on that Mount Rushmore.
I'm gonna start taking Mankind off. I guess you could, because he was injured off them. Maybe you could say Taker, but he still was there longer than Shawn, and I feel like he did have more memorable stuff. Like I said,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just not taking Mankind off. That's my whole thing. I ain't saying Shawn don't belong on there, but it seems like you want to take Mankind off. He's a fixture for me. So him, Stone Cold, and Rock. And I said maybe you want to take Taker. I could be convinced, but
I'd rather leave Taker on. Taker's too.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll do this all night. We gotta go. We'll do this all night.
But
Okay,
listen. What do you think about Hell? What do you think about one of the memorable moments of Hell in this Attitude Era? Mick Foley being thrown off a damn cage.
But who did?
And coming back.
Who did the hell? Who did hell?
Who took the bump though?
Who did Hell in a Cell first?
That's true.
Yep.
That's the one thing I'll give you, but I mean,
you give me what I want. Give me what I want.
Well, my thing is, even with that, even though it was a better quality match, I'll give you that too. I'll definitely give you that. I'm just saying, like, we can't pretend like it wasn't other things going on, like Mick Foley or Mankind, whatever incarnation you want to call him, and Rock was arguably feud of the year. They had to carry WWE when Taker and Stone Cold was out injured.
I don't want to disrespect Mick Foley when I say that he shouldn't be on the in my opinion, should be on the Attitude Era Mount Rushmore. I say he's 4B. I definitely say he's 4B out of like all of them. Like I think there should be a space for him somewhere on there because without Mick Foley, there's a lot of shit that's not happening. But I digress.
I mean, Mick Foley also made Triple H during the Attitude Era.
I do that too. Guys, thank you so much for watching the Hot Take Wrestling
Podcast. We could be here all night. It could be a whole 20 minutes. It's a whole
thing, bro. Let's watch the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast, bro. Guys, I really appreciate you guys so much. Again, please follow all social media outlets at Hot Take Wrestling on Instagram, at Hot Take Wrestling on Twitter. I'm sorry, TikTok. Wrestling Take on Twitter, NMG TV, YouTube. Also, we are on Twitch at Hot Take Wrestling Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we are everywhere. You've never been, okay? You understand me? All right, we out here. We living life and stuff. We was at Blur Bash a couple weeks ago getting love, all type of stuff. Free drinks because we talked about wrestling and I'll wrestle people about the wrestling thoughts and whatnot and so on and so forth. That's right. I made up some things just now that probably didn't happen. But you don't know because you weren't there. You didn't come see us. So, anywho, KG, give me the catchphrase.
Just remember, by next week, I will have my pink shirt and I will be the Black Bret Hart.
Fucks with it. Old man Logan, give us your catchphrase.
We are the ones, despite the bloodline imploding, but we still want to smoke.
I just want to say that for the record. It just came out that Tony Khan's main event for AEW Collision is going to be I believe FTR and CM Punk versus Samoa Joe, Juice Robinson, and the Switchblade as the main event for AEW Collision. Y'all take that information as you will with it.
I ain't mad at it. I would rather have been House of Black, but that's not here nor there.
I really don't want to watch CM Punk wrestle anyway because he probably out of shape and fucked up. Anyway, in the words of Iron Sheik, fuck Hulk Hogan.